and truly family, but they don't know about our financial situation because my husband and I believe our marriage is our private business, and I felt like I would be betraying him if I told them about it. For those writing about the dates and trips he pays for, I asked him many times to help reduce my financial burden instead of these trips and dates, but he refused. He said he can do whatever he wants with his money. If he wants to take us on vacation, then that is what he will pay for. If I could afford a vacation, I would pay. Moreover, when we had a more equal financial situation, weren't married and didn't have kids, I paid for almost all our trips and dates because I like doing nice things for people. Now I can no longer afford that. I also don't have a spending problem. After graduation, I paid off my student loans in 2 years. By the time of the wedding, I had saved $60K, and all that money is sitting in my retirement savings, which I am grateful for, because right now I can't contribute to it anymore. This has nothing to do with how I spend money. Actually, I am quite frugal with purchases, especially because I try to stay within my budget. Update 2. Update. I sincerely apologize for not writing an update for so long. A lot has happened since then. For those unaware, this post was written at the end of February 2020, and then the world, naturally, fell apart. At the time the post was written, things were very bad between my husband and me, but right away, let me clarify. We are still together, and during this time, we had another child, but in a much healthier environment. The pandemic changed a lot for me, as did the popularity of that post. Neither I nor my husband were fired or furloughed, for which we are very grateful, but my husband switched to remote work. The change in perspective affected him greatly when he saw what I have to deal with every day. Things I could never properly convey with words. How hard it is to work and raise a child simultaneously, and the contribution I make that he simply didn't see before. Despite his new understanding and appreciation, I still continued to feel resentment. In June, I finally suggested going to couples therapy, after I had been doing online therapy myself since March, during which I realized why I let people walk all over me and how to deal with it. To my surprise, my husband agreed, and since then, up to today, we go to therapy once a week. It helped him get to the root of his fears and understand why it's hard for him to trust me with financial matters. It was connected not only to me, but also to how he was raised and what was instilled in him. After I told him directly that I didn't want to continue building a family and life with a person who just watches me survive while bathing in luxury, my husband agreed to change our lifestyle and make it fairer. I'm not saying everything became or is becoming magically perfect. I know many expected an update where I dump my evil husband and leave with the child to start a new life. But I married this man for a reason. I saw the good in him. And after the struggle we had to go through, he became the man I married. Now we have joint bank accounts as well as separate personal accounts. We each contribute 2/3 of our income to the joint account and keep 1/3 for ourselves. I have a new job now, and I earn significantly more than at the time of the original post. This doesn't affect our relationship, but just to be clear, my 1/3 is enough for me to live and enjoy myself. It is still a road to recovery, but there is more trust between us, and we no longer live by the 50-50 scheme. Thank you all for the support and advice. I told him that I'm basically working 2 full-time jobs at once, and I need help. Then he asked, "Are you suggesting I pay you for being a mother?" That just infuriated me, and I honestly had nothing to say to that. Anyway, he said, this is the lifestyle we agreed to when we moved in together years ago. So he doesn't seem to understand me, or rather, doesn't want to understand. Now he's mad at me because he thinks I'm being selfish, and he's been acting cold for the last few days. I have the urge to apologize and take my words back.